Saquon Barkley is the number one pick of the
I
draft.
thought you were going to say,
It's
but I'm going
obvious.
to take Zeke.
But I'm going to
David Johnson went number 3, guys, in this draft. So if you guys are watching on
Gross.
YouTube, it's easier to follow along.
Yeah.
If you're not, it's kind of tough. So we're going to try to say it. Like Todd Gurley went in the first round.
Yep.
That is interesting.
Yep.
So this left a perfect...
So do you want me to list off the guys?
Sure, go ahead. Really quick.
Zeke, David Johnson, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams, Le'Veon Bell, DeAndre Hopkins, James Conner, Michael Thomas, and Todd Gurley all fell with the next 10 picks, and I took Saquon because I'm a beast.
So, sitting here at 12, this is where I don't mind the turn pick. This year, 12 team, I'm getting number 1 wide receiver, Julio Jones. I'm getting another number 1 running back, Joe Mixon.
Not bad.
That was the guy I was targeting, Mixon and Julio Jones, both guys that I wanted, and both guys ended up falling to me. To me, now I have a solid RB1 and a solid WR1.
So I totally did not expect this, but Nick Chubb just fell.
He did.
Very far.
You know who else just fell? Patrick Mahomes is on the board for you.
All set. I do like your picks. I think Julio Jones, he's one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. He's probably, outside of Odell Beckham, he's probably the most talented wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, you can make that argument, yeah.
He just doesn't catch touchdowns for the life of him.
So would you rather have...
I would rather have Adams and Hopkins.
Well, they weren't on the board.
Right, exactly.
I was actually
would not
tempted
take
Odell.
Tyreek Hill, and I would not take Michael Thomas or Odell.
I was thinking Odell, but...
Like, if I was going to take the 4th wide receiver off the board and Julio was there, yeah, I would take Julio Jones.
Right.
My top 5 wide receivers at this point are, depending on, I'll just say half PPR because that's the way we're drafting. I have Adams, Hopkins, Julio, Juju. Then I think it's Odell, and then Reek Hill and Michael Thomas.
Dang. Thomas is 7? Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a huge fan of Michael Thomas.
So after I took Mixon and Julio, Tyreek Hill went off the board, which we haven't seen his name in a while, have we?
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook.
Finally adjusted.
Melvin Gordon goes in the second round, middle of the second round.
Yeah, what is that pick, 17?
I believe so. Juju, Travis Kelce, Damian Williams, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, and Keenan Allen, and now you are on the board.
Flip. So I have an assortment of options here. Nick Chubb. I'm not taking Mahomes. Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette, T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, Adam Thielen. So at the turn pick, you kind of are put into a very difficult situation in terms of, how you draft. Because if you're at like the 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th pick or 8th pick, you can kind of draft, focusing on ADP and trying to predict where guys are going to go. With the turn pick at 1 or 10, you pick so far away from where you're supposed to pick or from where you would like to pick.
Yeah.
What is it, 19 picks later that we both have to pick? Now they said the word pick 40 times. But wherever you have to pick, it kind of turns into a scenario where you can't really look at, when I draft, if say I'm the 4th pick, right? I go, okay, my next selection is, I picked 104 or I picked 105, right? My next pick is 208. So when it flips, I can go, okay, there's 10 teams or 10 picks ahead of me. What 10 guys might go based on what teams have already done? So then I sit there and I figure out what I'm going to do. At the turn pick, you literally cannot predict 19 picks. It's not going to happen. So you kind of have to sit down and be
be very flexible.
You have to be very flexible. If there's a guy you like that's ranked higher, literally what I would suggest, if you have 1 or 10 or 12, if you're a 10-team league and you have 1 or 10, or you're a 12-team league and you have 12, I would just suggest taking the BPA, best player available, every time. Don't even worry about strategy. Don't worry about what you end up with. Take the best player available. That's probably the strategy.
So take Patrick Mahomes this round.
Stop. On your draft board, not on Sleeper's draft board. Or based on the ADP. I think you can't with the turn pick. You can follow ADP a little bit, but there's not a great, I can say, okay, I'm 412, so there are certain guys at that point, maybe AJ Green, Amari Cooper, or Kerryon Johnson would fall there, but highly, Josh Jacobs, maybe, I don't know, that probably wouldn't work out that way. But as far as the pick I'm probably going to take Nick Chubb.